Hello, my live. Hi everyone. So originally I was just gonna film this video like with my camera, but for some reason I've been having issues with the camera. Kind of mad because I paid a lot of money for it. So hopefully, it's gonna get fixed. And this was not intended to be a live chat, so that's why I took the chat off, because this is going to be another regular video about me talking about a certain topic. And I just want to apologize too for the fan sounds. It's hot, so I'm gonna have the fan off. I'm not trying to do some kind of photo shoot or anything. So let's get to it. Okay, so some of you may have heard about this stupid outrage or whatever regarding Henry Cavill and some comments he made about the Me Too movement. I'm going to try to see if I can the microphone? I don't know. I'm trying to increase the volume of the microphone. No? Okay. I don't see any options here to increase the volume. So, sorry, I'm going to try to speak louder. I'm going to try so you can hear me. So, yeah, there's some outrage on Twitter over some comments that he made. So I just wanted to say my piece, because as a woman, I just want to show that not all women agree with the radical feminists that are blowing this out of proportion. And, I'm also someone who's met him twice. And, yes, very briefly, but still. And, I hate when I see good people getting attacked. So since, Henry is kind of a superhero for us, I thought maybe I could come to his rescue or at least come to his defense a little bit, be a little, superhero for him at his time of need right now. Just like I, defend Zack Snyder when people are attacking him for no reason. I hate seeing good people who haven't even done anything wrong attacked. So first, before we talk about this outrage, and I call it outrage because I really don't think it was that many people that were upset, just a very loud minority. So before we get started, I'm going to read you his actual comments from the GQ article. I'm going to link it after this gets uploaded. I'm going to copy and paste like that piece of the article so you can read it in the comments. It's just this new live chat thing. I don't think it lets me show you guys the screen. So that's a bad thing. So I'm just going to have to read it to you guys. And then in the comments, I'll post a comment, so you can actually read along. And then I'll link to the actual article. And first of all, I will say I did read the whole article. I really don't think some of the people on Twitter that are outraged read the entire article. If you read it, just so you know, the whole article was not about Me Too. It was just like, at one point, they were talking about just general stuff about his life or whatever. And at one point in the interview, they asked him about the Me Too movement and dating and stuff like that. So the whole article was not about Me Too, just to let you know. And I really suggest just read the whole thing. It's pretty cool. I mean, he's very inspiring. He's talking about like lessons that he's learned from people. So if you want to be a better person, read the article, because there's some pretty good lessons in there. Good advice that he's gotten from other people. So I would suggest to read it. So I'm trying to find, I'm scrolling here, trying to find where that piece is. So just to give you some context before he talks about like finding someone to be with. So I'm going to read it right now, okay? When someone is at first reluctant to speak, this is the author speaking, the reporter, you take note of what gets them talking. And Henry Cavill is never more talkative than when he talks about his desire to find someone to spend his life with. So all you people saying he's single, okay? I've always been someone who's put a lot of stock and value in the intimacy of a relationship, of a human partner, he says. He loves his dog Cow and will defend him to death. But there's something about having a girlfriend with whom you can share all the difficulties that you go through or all the great stuff that you go through. It's so nice to have someone to share the intimate moments with, even if it's just that unspoken communication and holding a hand. Aww. At this point, there's a not totally joking reminder that there's 1.5 minutes left in the interview, because his manager was there when they were doing the interview. I asked Cavill what he's learned from the Me Too moment we're in. I've been fortunate enough to not be around the kind of people who behave that way, he says. To my memory, there's been no moments where I look back and think, ooh, okay, maybe someone shouldn't have gone through that. I know there have been situations with people I've worked with being perhaps overfamiliar with some of the actresses, but I've always walked up to them and said, hey, are you all right? That's creepy. See, it's a very good thing he did. Okay, more guys should do that. If you see some other guy being creepy, tell them. So bravo, Henry, for doing that. Have the revelations made you reflect on your own behavior with women? I like to think that I've never been like that. I think any human being alive today, if someone casts too harsh a light on anything, you could be like, well, okay, yeah, when you say it like that, maybe. But it's such a delicate and careful thing to say because there's flirting, which, for example, in a social environment is in context and is acceptable. And that's been done to me as well in return. So, you know, he's been, I guess, harassed by women too. Stuff has to change, absolutely, he said. He adds, addressing men's behavior. It's important to also retain the good things, which were a quality of the past, and get rid of the bad things. There's something wonderful about a man chasing a woman. There's a traditional approach to that, which is nice. I think women should be wooed and chased, but maybe I'm old-fashioned for thinking that. And I do have something to say about that, so I'll talk about it. And I actually agree. It's very difficult to do that if there are certain rules in place, because then it's like, well, I don't want to go up and talk to her because I'm going to be called a rapist or something. So you're like, forget it, I'm going to call an ex-girlfriend instead and then just go back to a relationship, which never really worked. But it's way safer than casting myself into the fires of hell because I'm someone in the public eye. And if I go and flirt with someone, then who knows what's going to happen. Now you really can't pursue someone further than no. It's like, okay, cool. But then there's a, oh, why'd you give up? And it's like, well, because I didn't want to go to jail. And the conversation hangs in the air more than a little, but time is almost out. And then basically like they end the interview after that. So that's the comments, okay? So well, a lot of people had like, they didn't read the entire article. They just read that one part where he's like, well, I don't want to go up to someone. Well, I don't want to go up and talk to her because I'm going to be called a rapist or something. And God, people just... We'll get to the Twitter comments later. So yeah, I'm sorry you had to see me read them. It's just I cannot film on my good camera and edit properly, so I just have to do it this way. I'm sorry. And I can't even like fix the volume, so I'm sorry. I might be shouting right now. The volume apparently it seems like it's very low. This live cam thing is very bad quality. I'm sorry I have to do it like this, but my camera's not working. So he did apologize for it. God, I'm not mad at Henry for doing it. I just wish he didn't apologize. I wish he would have been strong because I don't see any problem with the comments. So I'll tell you why I don't see a problem with it. But first, I'll read you his apology, and I'll post a link to it in the description below. His manager posted it on her Instagram page, Danny Garcia. And if you didn't know, Danny Garcia is The Rock's manager too, and she's also The Rock's ex-wife, but they still work together. So exes can work together, okay? So she posted a statement from Henry Cavill. Having seen the reaction to an article in particular about my feelings on dating and the Me Too movement, I just wanted to apologize for any confusion and misunderstanding that this may have created. Insensitivity was absolutely not my intention. In light of this, I would just like to clarify and confirm to all that I have always and will continue to hold women in the highest of regard, no matter the type of relationship, whether it be friendship, professional, or significant other. Never would I intend to disrespect in any way, shape, or form. This experience has taught me a valuable lesson as to the context and the nuance of editorial liberties. I look forward to clarifying my position in the future towards a subject that is so vitally important and which I wholeheartedly support. Okay, Henry, you really should not have apologized. I'm not mad at you for apologizing, but you should not have to, because it is not your fault that idiots did not read the entire article. Because if you read it, if you have common sense, you will understand what he's talking about. Because I've heard these same comments from guys that I know who are like decent, like great guys. I'm not talking about the creeps, okay? I do encounter a lot of them, but I don't think all guys are creeps because I know really great guys. And they've told me the same thing where like, I want to talk to a girl, but, you know, I'm scared, like, if I do anything, if I even just talk to her, she's going to accuse me of, like, sexual harassment or something. It made me feel bad because I'm just like, I know you're a good guy. Like, I know you wouldn't do anything like that. So it kind of stinks that, like, a lot of these good guys or, you know, just gentlemen or just better guys, like, are, like, they feel like they can't talk to a woman even though they're great because there might be some crazy woman out there that's going to take any little thing and blow it out of proportion and say like, you harassed me, you raped me or whatever. So that's why he was saying like, you know, they're gonna say I'm a rapist, because I mean that was a little exaggeration, but basically it's like what he. It's like you guys, some of you guys just take everything so literally. Like it's an exaggeration because, you know, yeah, they might not call him a rapist, but somewhere, you know, he's famous. Someone might, you know, he might flirt with someone just, and then some girl like later on might be like, I can use this to my advantage. And then she's going to accuse him of flirting or something, of not flirting, of harassment or something, or rape. It's just like he has a reason to, and him and the other guys, oh my God, sorry, my phone is ringing. Him and the other guys they do have reasons to feel like this because of all the false accusations that have come out. And I know the majority of the accusations are not false, but it still happens and it ruins people's lives. Like, do you not understand that? That's why, you know, I feel bad for these guys, and it stinks that these like horrible men, you know, like Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, Kevin Spacey, all these like the bad guys kind of ruined it for the good ones. And just, so that's what he was saying. Okay, that's what he was saying. It's just like, it's not that like he wants to rape anyone. It's just that he's afraid of the people that are going to misinterpret his actions. And, you know, it's harder, you know, when you're a celebrity, it's kind of a harder position because, you know, you have a lot of money and people can try to make up things to take money from you and ruin your whole career. So I'm not saying it all happens to celebrities, but there's a good chance it could happen to a celebrity because they have that much money. So that's what he was saying, okay? God, people. God, some of you guys are so dumb. Not you guys that are watching specifically, but it's just the people that with this outrage. So now we're going to talk about, and also before I get to the comments, okay? In case you didn't know, Henry Cavill's team is mostly made up of women. So if you're like, oh, he doesn't like respect women or anything, or he thinks, well, like, his whole career is basically run by women. Like, in case you didn't know, his manager's a woman, assistant. Like, I've seen his team at the Justice League premiere and then the Dural Challenge when I met him both times. It's mostly women and, you know, all ages, you know, so it's not like, oh, he hires just hot young women. No, he hires older women too. And, you know, his manager's a woman, like I said, and she founded her management company is all pretty much run by women. So he's surrounded by women a lot. So I'm pretty sure, and they're strong women. So I'm pretty sure if he would have done something, they would have called him out on it. And so, yeah, he actually really respects women. He believes they're, you know, strong, obviously. And he, you know, he believes in them so much, he lets women run his career, okay? And he's still an amazing, you know, man. So it's not like he's letting, like, he's becoming less of a man because of these women running his career. Sorry, my hair's like everywhere because of the fan, but it's just so hot. I have to have it on. So I'm going to bring up some of the tweets from, I believe she's kind of like the Anita Sarkeesian from the UK, I feel. Her name is Helen Price. She doesn't have that many followers, but I guess, you know, her tweets like blew up. So, you know, girl, you wanted publicity? Here you go. So one of her tweets, sorry, I can't show that. Oh my God. Sorry, I can't show the tweets on screen. Like I said, this live thing doesn't, as far as I know, doesn't let me show you what I'm looking at, which stinks. So I'm gonna have to bring them up on my phone. So I'm gonna try to show you one of the tweets from her. Okay, Helen Price, here's one of them. She said, if you're approaching women in a way that makes them feel uncomfortable or unsafe, then you need to change your behavior instead of whining about how some men are now facing consequences for serial harassment and assault. I don't think he's approaching women in an uncomfortable way. He's like, do you not understand what he said? He's not saying that he's whining that men are actually like facing consequences. He thinks it's good. Like he said, you know, that it should change, you know, the behavior should change, you know, for the bad guys, the ones that who are actually harassing men. So, no. And then like I said, he's talking about the people that are going to misinterpret his actions. Not that he not that he approaches women in a creepy way. It's just that people are going to misinterpret his actions. Okay. And then this other girl, Jamila Jamil. I'm just going to link the tweets below. I'm sorry. I just cannot. It's going to take me forever bringing them up on my phone. Jamila Jamil said, if you don't want to be called a rapist, then when you approach a woman, just don't rape her. Someone please direct Henry Cavill to the nearest bin. Please, #clown. Like, you don't understand what he was saying. I have to say it again to you, you dummy. He was talking about people who are going to misinterpret his actions. He is a gentleman, okay? Like, anyone who's met him, you've never heard a bad story about Henry Cavill because he's a gentleman. He's very respectful. You know, like I said, I've met him a couple times. I have friends who have met him. Like, he's always been very nice, very friendly. Like, you can't get any more chivalrous or gentlemanly than Henry Cavill. He's just, like, the sweetest guy. Very nice and respectful. So it's not like he wants to, like, go up to a woman and rape her. Do you understand, like, what he said? No, it's just he's scared he can't even, and not just him. I'm like, a lot of guys feel like this. They're scared they can't even talk to a woman and maybe even give them a compliment because they're going to say, oh my gosh, you're harassing me, you know? So that's what he was talking about. Not that he intends to rape women, and then, no. And then the same girl, Jamila Jamil, posted this other tweet of, oh my gosh, it's so dumb. It's a tweet of, like, it's like a gif of Steven Yeun, I think from Walking Dead. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his last name. And Conan O'Brien, they're like, they took their robes off so they're nude when they went to, like, a spa, I guess. And so she tweeted that picture of them naked. And she said, makes you wonder how exactly Henry Cavill approaches women. Like, you dummy, that's not what he's saying. Like you think that he's trying to, like, rape women. He's just going up to women and trying to rape them. No. Oh, gosh. You guys are basically proving his point because you're misinterpreting what he's saying. So that's exactly what he's talking about. How he can't say anything to women, and because they're going to blow it out of proportion, which is what you guys are doing. So thank you for proving his point. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Just stay away from him. Just stay away from him. We don't need you in his life or whatever. And then, I just need to say, like, Perez Hilton, that freaking annoying celebrity gossip blogger. Like, why do people still like him? I don't know. I hate him. But he, on his Instagram, I took a little screenshot, but you can see right here. Sorry, I have tape on here on my phone. But, is it backwards? Shoot. But it says, Twitter blasts Henry Cavill after he says, #MeToo has made him hesitant to pursue women for fear of being called a rapist or something. And then in the freaking caption, he says, Henry Cavill's Me Too comments are too cringe. Henry, why? We were rooting for you. Did you actually read the whole article? No, you probably didn't. You probably just read that one freaking comment. But this one I liked a lot. I'll post it in the, I'll post the links to these tweets in the link below. Sorry, I can't show them to you guys. My camera just had to not work today. It's so annoying. Okay, this other one. One more from this other woman. Dr. Victoria Stiles. I don't know if she's an actual doctor, but she calls herself a doctor. So she says, my experience of relationships improved massively once I realized that I didn't want to be chased. I wanted to be respected. It's taken a lot of cultural programming to get me to this point, though, and I still keep slipping. Okay, so this is about the whole chasing thing. God. People have to take everything so literally. Like, when he's talking about chasing, he does not mean he's actually going to run after you. Okay, at least I understood what he meant. Hopefully other people understood what he meant. What he meant by chasing is wooing, because he said chasing and wooing, but I kind of see it as like the same thing. And I personally do like that. Like, I'm a little old-fashioned in that way. Like, I like a guy to woo me. So, you know, show some interest and everything else. But also I'm not going to be a jerk to him if I like him. Okay. If I don't like him, but he's nice, I'll try to let him down gently. If he's a jerk, then I will be a little bit more like, get away from me, dude. You know. But if they're nice, but I'm just not interested, I'll try to let them down gently. But if I am interested, I do like, you know, that they're kind of trying to woo you and like take you out and stuff like that. But then, I will offer to pay for myself and, later on maybe take him out or something. But I do like kind of like that whole like courtship thing. And I do like guys to be gentlemen. Okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with a guy, opening the door for you or, or you know, pulling out the chair for you, or just being a gentleman. I don't, being a gentleman to me is not being a sexist. It's just being a decent person. So you know, if so, I don't think it's fair to demonize guys who are just being nice and saying they're sexist because they want to like be protective of, because it's like a natural thing, okay, for like men want to, they're kind of the protectors, okay? So I like when a guy wants to be protective, you know? I'm talking about guys I'm dating, okay? I don't want some random dude like out of nowhere just come and hug me and be like, I'm protecting you. It's like, okay, dude, I don't even know you. Like, but I'm talking about when you're dating someone, I think it is nice. Like if I'm cold, when they offer a jacket, I think that's really sweet. And it's not just guys I've like dated, like I've had guy friends who are just really nice and like they'll offer a jacket. I think that's just like a gentlemanly thing to do. And like, you know, it's not like I don't offer if I'm like, but I'm usually the cold one. But, you know, for some reason I'm not cold, I do have something and I see someone that's cold, I will offer to like help them out. It's just being a decent human being, you know? So I don't think there's anything bad with being a nice person. And it's annoying because like, I feel like they'll still complain like either way, like no matter what, these like radical feminists are going to complain. So what he means by chase is just wooing. It's not, doesn't mean he's going to like chase you and try to rape you. Like that's what they're trying to say. Maybe chasing is not the right word now, and it's just saying wooing instead of chasing, but it's just really annoying that like we can't even use words like that anymore because people are going to misinterpret that. Because when he said chasing, like I knew what he meant, but some people are like have to take it freaking literally. Oh God. So let me show you. Where's that good tweet? There was a really good tweet that totally. Oh, here we go. This is a good one. Keith. This one got 3,430 likes and 350 retweets. Keith 544-55540. He said, in response to Helen Price and somebody else, he said, he knows the difference between sexual assault and just flirting with someone. He's just afraid of the people who don't. I don't know if you're blatantly ignoring that or genuinely don't realize it. So thank you, Keith. You look really young in the picture. So if you are like, wow, like you're a smart kid. If you're not that young, I'm sorry, but you do look good in the picture. But don't worry, I get it too. People think I'm like way younger than I am. But thank you, Keith. That is exactly what Henry meant. It's not like he doesn't know the difference or he wants to assault someone. It's because he knows, like, you know, he's just being a decent person, but he's afraid of the gold diggers and, you know, other women who are going to try to extort him or, I guess put out false accusations about him. That's what he's scared of because, like I said, it's going to ruin it could ruin his career. Okay, it could ruin, it's happened for other guys that get falsely accused of rape. So that's what he's scared of. He's scared of being falsely accused of that. Not, oh, I want to go harass someone, but no. People, guys are just, I can't. And then just the media, please, can you stop with this whole like, okay, then People magazine, they tweeted, oh God, freaking, this is why I was saying outrage with the quotations, because freaking, I can't find these tweets. People magazine, and then like Twitter too, Twitter outrage over Henry Cavill comments, and then, People magazine, Henry Cavill is scared to flirt with women because he'll be called a rapist or something. It's just these like clickbait headlines. I just really want to know if the people that wrote these articles like freaking read the original article, because I don't think they did. And like you guys are trying to make it seem like, oh my gosh, everyone just hates Henry Cavill. And I was reading all of the tweets, and I honestly feel like, I don't have numbers, so I can't say the numbers, but I honestly feel like most people agreed with Henry. Like they understood where he was coming from. And it was only a few, the loud minority who was outraged. And they made it seem, so with these headlines, it kind of makes it seem like everyone is mad at him. But I think it's only just a few, just the loud minority that are mad. But I hate when the media makes it seem like just because a few people are mad, that means everyone is mad. And that's just not true. Because like I said, I've seen most comments supporting him and saying like, you guys don't understand what he actually said. So a few more things before I go. So just to clarify, okay, before I end this video, first of all, media, stop. Please report things accurately. Stop with these clickbait headlines. Actually be a journalist and read the entire article before you just like just, you know, write a stupid clickbaity headline and just blow something out of proportion that's not that big of a deal, and then you give these like the small minority a big voice and make it seem like everyone is on their side when they're not. Okay, so there you go, media. Now for men, I have something to say to men and women. Okay, so not just you guys, but for some men, okay, not just the ones that don't have common sense, because most guys are smart, they have common sense. Okay, just because I'm defending Henry Cavill does not mean it's okay to be a creep. And that is not what Henry Cavill is saying either. Because like he said in the article, if he sees a guy being creepy, he will go up to the guy and be like, dude, like you're being creepy, which is good. So thank you, Henry. So he's not defending being a creep. Okay, I'm not either, okay? And if you don't know what that is, or you know what harassment is, it's basically, okay, it's just annoying that I have to explain this. Like, it should be common sense, but people just don't. I guess common sense is not common, I guess. Ryuzaki, can you stop that, please? It just has to do that while I'm talking. So basically, harassment, it doesn't mean you can't talk to anyone. It just means if you see that if the person has told you no, they're not interested, leave me alone. They have shown you that they're not comfortable, they don't want to talk to you, and you still keep pushing, you still keep trying to talk to them, get close to them, touch them, and you still keep doing it after they've signaled to you that no, I don't want it, then that is harassment, okay? And women, when a guy just says one thing to you, that is not harassment, okay? I mean, you know, it has to be case by case basis, I guess, but if a guy says, oh, you look nice today, that is not, you cannot say that's harassment. If he says maybe like, hey, baby, let me lick those, you know, whatever, okay, that is a little, yes, now you can probably claim that that is harassment. But I do know that some women, like, go a little crazy, and they just think if any guy talks to them, it's harassment. I encounter a lot of creeps in downtown because it's not just because they say I'm pretty. I have guys constantly get really close to me, like very aggressively, like I feel like they're gonna punch me or something or do something else. So that is harassment because I don't want it. I'm walking away from them, and they still get like really close, and I do feel you know, threatened. But if a guy just says like, you know, you look nice or whatever, I'm not gonna be like sexual harassment. No. So women just, and again, this is not for all women, just the ones that don't have common sense. Just a guy talking to you, is trying to make conversation, is not harassment, okay? If you say you're not interested and you know, you kind of walk away from him and then he still keeps coming up to you, and then you, first of all, you have to be a little bit more vocal if you can, like tell him you're not interested. And then after that, if you've said no several times and then he still keeps coming up to you, then that is harassment because you're not leaving that person alone. They've told you they want to be left alone, they don't want to talk to you, and then you keep doing it. That's, you know, a little much. And then, you know, you should do the same thing for a guy, you know, think the same, like if talking to a guy and he just not interested, leave him alone. Just move on, okay? Don't be annoying. And so, yeah, it doesn't mean you can go and be annoying to guys too. So I think people just need to take classes, I guess, on body language and social cues, because it's like people don't know how to interact with people anymore because they're on their computers all the time. So, yeah, if a person is not really, I hate these motorcycle noises, I hate them. If they're not making conversation with you, if they're walking away from you, if they're having their back turned to you, they're not interested, so just leave them alone, okay? Just don't keep persisting. If you try talking to someone and, yeah, they're flirty, they're smiling, okay, then that means that they like what, you know, they like talking to you, and you can keep talking to them. Harassment is just basically like when you keep, you know, pushing yourself onto someone physically or just talking to verbally, and they've already told you they don't want to talk to you or they're not interested. That's when it's harassment. But just like the first sentence, just saying like, oh, hey, you look pretty, or like, let's go out for coffee or something, that's not harassment. Okay, so just women need to like just calm down and not think that every interaction is harassment, okay? And then parents, this is some for the parents. I'm not a parent. Maybe, hopefully I will someday, find the right guy. I feel like parents, you guys need to show your kids social skills. Like, I mean, the school could do it, but I feel like parents should do it. It should be your responsibility because, you know, maybe some of you parents are on the computer for too long or whatever. get off your computer. If you see your kid, maybe they don't have the best social skills, try to teach them social skills. If you don't think you might be the best teacher because you're like, oh, I'm kind of awkward too, I don't have the best social skills, find a friend who you think is very charming and just good at talking to people, and like, you know, it's just someone who's very friendly that people just love being around. They probably have good social skills. So maybe ask them for tips, ask them, hey, can you teach my kid how to like talk to people and stuff? Because I feel like that is one big problem, is that people like just don't have social skills anymore because of social media, because they're just like on the computer all the time. So parents, you need to teach your kids social skills. So find a way to do that, okay? Because yeah, like I said, the schools could do it, but I feel like it should be your responsibility, okay? Because you need to be a parent, and that's part of being a parent. So teach your kids social skills, what's appropriate, what's not appropriate, stuff like that. So please do that. Okay, so that's about it. And I just want to say, I'm just going to read my little statement because I posted it on my social media, but I just want to reiterate it again if you didn't see it on my social media. And if you didn't, follow me on my social media because I post things a lot there, especially my Instagram that I don't post here. So if you don't know what I'm up to, check out my social media. So I just want to say that I understood what Henry meant, and it's very sad that I understood what he meant, and it's very sad that a loud minority blew this out of proportion to fit their agenda. You know, I've met Henry twice, and he was always very respectful and very kind. And many fans who have met him can say the same. Like, please, I dare you, go look and find a bad story about Henry Cavill. Okay, every fan who's met him, like I've read so many fan stories throughout the years, and they've always talked about how respectful and what a gentleman he is. Okay, so Henry, just know that most of us support you, and we understood what you meant because it is a concern that a lot of really, really good guys have. And for those awesome, decent guys, some of which I know who are my friends, I just want to say I'm really sorry that this happens, and that now you're scared to talk to women you like. Oh, and then one other thing I have to say to women, since a lot of guys are scared to approach you, and you know, a lot of women are like, oh, why don't guys come up to me and stuff like that. I thought that too. And then I heard these guys talking about this, how they're like, well, I can't talk to them because, you know, they're going to accuse me of something. So women, if you like a guy, tell him, show him you like him in some way. You need to give the guy a green light now because they're so scared. I mean, I'm not saying every single one, but a lot of them are so scared that like they're scared to talk to you because they might get accused of something. So if you like a guy and you're like, why isn't he coming up to me? Go flirt with him. Go say hi to him. Just give him any indication that it's okay for him to go flirt with you. So he can flirt with you. I'm not saying you have to do everything. You have to chase him or anything. And if he doesn't like you back, oh, well, you know, he just doesn't like you back. But you're never going to know. So now it's like, it's a little different now. Even though I do like to be wooed and chased. But if I like a guy, I try to like at least give him, you know, give him some flirty comment just to let him know like that it's okay to talk to me. So yeah, girls, you guys need to give the guy a green light that it's okay for them to talk to you now because of what's going on right now. So it's also very sad for me that a kind, respectful man like Henry had to be the victim of this faux outrage. And Henry didn't have to apologize. I feel like these, you know, people need to apologize to you because they're slandering you and totally took you out of the context. So Henry, we support you. And now I understand why you didn't flirt with me when I met you at the Drill Challenge, the Justice League premiere. I get it now, you were scared. But just know I wasn't going to accuse you of anything. Maybe next time. So that's all I have to say. If I have to say anything else, I'll put it in the comments. Sorry to make this really long. And it has to be low quality. Yeah, my camera's not working for some reason. Please send me good vibes, and hopefully I don't have to buy a whole new $1,000 camera because it cost me over $1,000. So, yeah. And I'm sorry the volume is also very low. This really stinks. I'm going to try to see if I can do a re-upload and fix it later. This new live stream is not the best because I couldn't show you guys what I was reading. So that stinks. So thank you guys for watching, and I will post links and everything in the description below. So please check them out, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.